I am Wimbo77, one thing about history.com. Do you really know yourself? Now, the reason why I ask that is that we spend so much time getting to know other people. Yet, we have been with ourselves our whole lives, and have we really taken the time to get to know ourselves? Can you say that you know every last bit about you? And if you can, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you really know who you are? Now, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it's by a monk whose name is Sadhguru. And it was like I had an aha moment, because he said, us as people, we only ever perceive what is on the outside of ourselves. Because when we look into a mirror, we see everything externally. When we touch something, it's external. Someone else can't feel or sense what we're sensing when we're touching them. When we're eating something, yes, it's internal, but it's all of our senses that are being tapped into. So when he said that, I thought, well, that's really, really interesting, because no, we can't roll our eyeballs back into the backs of our heads and see our brains. We can't see our internal organs. We can't see any of those things, right? So it is, our perception is everything that's on the outside. So how can we really get to know that person that we are, and how can we take the time to get to know the person that we are and the skin that we were born in, right? So maybe the first thing is, do we ever listen? Sometimes we listen to voices, and we are in our heads most of the time, right? And sometimes we do have a negative voice that speaks away to us a lot of the time, right? However, we do often get a voice that speaks to us in a very, very positive way. Now, do we take the time to get to really listen to it, be in tune with that, and work in line with that little voice that we hear in our heads? You know what, Tash, that weren't a great thing to do. I don't think it's wise to go down that road. Take a left here. And when we haven't listened, something completely, what that voice was trying to make us avoid has happened, right? Has that happened to you? Also, our physiology. Now, what's the state of our minds? Okay, I know at the moment, a lot of us feel like we're going out of our minds, right? But now is the greatest time to tap into getting to know who we actually are. Like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say the state of your mind is? And if it's on a scale of 1 to 2, then, we know that we are constant works in progress. But because we are so busy, half the time we don't even take the time to get to know who we are, to be in tune with who we are, right? So one of the best ways or suggestions is that in order for us to get to know ourselves, we have to be in tune with ourselves, right? So what do we do? How do we do things? How do I do certain things? And is it good? Is it bad? Is it positive? Is it negative? So that's one way is just to check out and see the things that we do, if it's having a positive effect on us or a negative effect. Another thing is, what do we say? Now, the things that come out of our mouths, like I've spoken in one of my other videos, is, do we speak those words of truth to ourselves? Because, out of all of this, the whole point of knowing ourselves or getting to know ourselves is that we become better people, all right? Like I said, we are constant works in progress. Another thing that a lot of us, I know that I do it quite a lot, is that, the way that we feel. Now, I'll be here working, I'll be working, and I'm saying that my bladder's full, and I'll be ignoring it. So when these things come into play, when we have feelings, we need to be in tune with our feelings. You know, so my bladder's saying I'm full, get out there and do what I got to do, right? Much just like sometimes I'm sat here, I'm hungry, I'm not in tune, and I'm totally ignoring exactly what I need. That's me not really being in tune with myself. And it's very, very important for us to be in tune with our bodies, because it does actually speak to us, the physiology, it does speak to us and tell us exactly what it needs. Also, being aware, so that's what it is, having that self-awareness to know what we need, when we need it, what we say, is it having an impact on others, or are we impacting on ourselves? Because I don't know if you've ever said something not nice to someone and you felt really bad afterwards. That's us internally thinking, oh, I was a bit out of line there, right? So knowing ourselves, the only ones that's really, really going to love us 100% is our mothers and us, because we can't get anything externally. Everything external is a bonus. So how do we get to know ourselves? We listen to that positive voice that speaks to us in a positive way and pay attention to it. We are constant works in progress. Our physiology, what's our state of mind? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your scale of mind? What's my scale of mind? On a scale of 1 to 10, looking after our bodies as well. Exercise is extremely important. But also knowing ourselves. So what do we do? What do we say? How do we feel? Are we self-aware? These things will help us to get more in tune with ourselves and get to know ourselves. So take that deep breath, breathe out, and really this is a great opportunity, great time. I've spent a lot of time with myself over this whole period, and I must say I have so much more to learn. It's beautiful people. Like I say, if you like this video, click that link below and ding dong, hit that notification bell. And if you have any questions, anything that you'd like to speak about, feel free to let me know. And I'm also at the moment doing a crowdfunder. I wonder if you could help me. It's my Back Her Business crowdfunder. And it's all to keep all of these things going, for me to elevate the business and to really provide a service for the community, provide a service for people individually, because like you know, I do have a consultancy business that sees a full potential in you and helps you to bring that out. I am Wimbo77, onethingabouthistory.com.